Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles, and I welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. We all know New York is the Mecca, right? And a good amount of y'all know I grew up in the Bronx, New York, and it was great. It was a lot of fun. I had a lot of different experiences, and I cherish it, right? I really enjoyed growing up in New York. Very cool place to grow up in. Obviously, depends on where you live and all of that, but that's just my opinion. There's no place like New York, as they say. Anyway, we all know New York is a Mecca. And there is no arena in the entire universe that is more famous than one Madison Square Garden. There's just nothing like it. It's the world's most famous arena, right? So it's no surprise that even though the New York Knicks have been so bad for so long, nevertheless, Knicks tickets are still the most expensive tickets in the entire NBA out of all the teams. And in fact, we got this from an article here. They go, the most expensive NBA games to attend for the average family of four. Number one, the New York Knicks for family of four is going to cost you about $937. Number two is the Golden State Warriors. Number three is the Los Angeles Lakers. Number four is the Boston Celtics. And number five, it's the Chicago Bulls. Now, what's interesting about that is all of those teams are legacy teams. And you can consider now the Golden State Warriors a legacy team, right? What's a legacy team? These are teams that are just heralded in NBA history. Of course, the Knicks are going to be there. The Boston Celtics is self-explanatory. The Chicago Bulls, self-explanatory. The Los Angeles Lakers. And of course, now the Golden State Warriors. So we know that, right? We know that. Now, while doing some research this morning, I found an article that, to be frank with you, absolutely surprised me. Why? Why did this article surprise me? It surprised me because this article basically is talking about the fact that even though the Brooklyn Nets have Kevin Durant on the roster, and they also have Kyrie Irving on the roster, nevertheless, despite having those two stars, they were ranked dead last in ticket sales. I believe it is for this season or last season. Anyway, they weren't very high. So that's really the article that I want to get into here. But before we get into that article, this video is brought to you by our sponsor, Aura, who's also the official sponsor of the T-Wolves. Do you know what the fastest growing crime in America is today? It's identity theft. Imagine trying to log into your email only to see that your password has been changed. Then you start getting weird notifications from your bank and credit cards only to find out that all of your personal and sensitive information has been totally compromised. If you think it can happen to you and your family, just know that in 2020, over 49 million Americans were victims to identity theft, costing them a combined $56 billion. That is why we are excited to partner with Aura, who's the sponsor of this video. Aura is the #1 identity theft and financial fraud protection. Aura monitors the dark web and alerts you if any of your passwords and accounts have been breached. And funny enough, after using Aura, I discovered some of my credentials were floating around in the dark web, and the app showed me exactly when and where the breach happened. In addition, Aura allows you to set spending alerts, and they'll notify you of any suspicious transactions. Aura is 4 times faster than any of its competitors in alerting you if someone is trying to open a credit card or obtain a loan using your name. And remember this, every 14 seconds, someone becomes a victim of identity fraud. Don't let it happen to you. Now click the link in the description and try Aura for free for 2 weeks and see if any of you or your family's personal information has been compromised. Start your free trial at aura.com/dreamerspro. And when you try Aura, by using the link in the description below, also know that you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So let me get into this article here. It starts off with the headline. Despite Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, billionaire Joe Tsai ranked dead last in season ticket sales for the Nets. Trade rumors, vaccination laws, botched moves. The Nets have had it all. And naturally, with so many non-basketball issues clouding the franchise, ticket numbers also seem to have taken a hit. Despite the stardom that settled in Brooklyn, the Nets are dead last in season ticket sales. Only 5,500 season tickets in a 17,732 seater at Barclays Center. Is there concern in Brooklyn surrounding the ticket sales? If there was a list of teams most desperate to win a championship, that would be the list topped by the Brooklyn Nets. The franchise has been a money-losing enterprise for owner Joe Tsai, and dropped in the season ticket holders could be seen as proof of an alarming situation with the Nets. Also, delving deep into the luxury tax, the alarm bells ring even louder. The team needs to show up and win a championship. Only the revenue and possibilities arise from such an event can project the upward climb for the Nets' finances. A 30% dip from last season's ticket sales numbers clearly points at a lack of trust amongst the fans. This despite the roster arguably looking more suited to a title challenge right now than the previous years. There's also a report on ESPN, or they have a section on their website where they basically record NBA attendance, right? And I got some numbers for you guys that's going to be quite surprising, right? In 2022, right? And a report from 2022, they were talking about the attendance. The Brooklyn Nets in 2022, they ranked number 13 in attendance in 2022, number 13. In 2021, according to this report out here, they were ranked number 24 in attendance. Now, I would have expected that number to be higher, if I'm being honest with you. They have marquee names. They have big players. They have big name players. You have Kevin Durant. Who wouldn't want to go see Kevin Durant play basketball? Or Kyrie Irving, right? Which goes to Stephen A. Smith's point. Every time Stephen A. Smith talks about Kyrie Irving, he always says religiously that Kyrie Irving is box office. Oh, he's box office. He's box office. He's box office. He's box office. Well, it's not really showing in the attendance numbers. And that's quite surprising. Now, we do understand that the New York Knicks are the New York Knicks. We get that. But nevertheless, man, I mean, Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, these are the type of attendance numbers that they're getting. But as the article alluded to, they said that maybe there's just, there's not enough trust in the fan base where they don't really know what they're getting. That could be one thing. But to me, I still think it's quite surprising, right? That, this is their ranking. At the end of all of this, and really it kind of puts you in the shoes of Josiah. And you kind of wonder, what has he been like? What is going through his mind? You think about all of the stress that's been involved with that organization, and now you're hearing these type of numbers of the financials. He must be thinking to himself, man, what the hell am I doing here? That's one thing. Another thought that's worth throwing out there is this: if you guys heard with the original reporting about when Kevin Durant was making his decision to leave the Golden State Warriors and the prospective teams he was looking to go play for, if you guys remember very well, a lot of the reports were saying, including Stephen A. Smith, Kendrick Perkins, and others, a lot of those people were saying that Kevin Durant wanted to go play with the New York Knicks, but instead decided to go join the Brooklyn Nets to play with Kyrie. Can y'all imagine if Kevin Durant had joined the New York Knicks? Do y'all know how much the Knicks would be discussed on the national news circuits on a daily basis if KD had decided to join the New York Knicks? From a branding standpoint, I think it would have worked wonders for him. There's no way that big media would not have talked about the New York Knicks. They're one of the biggest markets in the United States. There's no way. I'm just imagining, like, what if KD played for the Knicks? It would have been incredible. It would have been incredible. And I think that that's possibly one of the things that probably Zion Williamson is looking at. A lot of reports have been saying that Zion wants to play in the Garden, man. If Zion becomes a New York Knick, man, the Knicks are already on the map in terms of their reputation and the amount of revenue that they generate. But in terms of, like, what's the word? Being relevant. Oh my God. If he joins that organization, man, it's going to be unlike anything you've ever seen. But anyway, back to this here. Based on these numbers, I'm quite surprised based off of some of the stuff that Stephen A. Smith was saying. Kyrie being so box office, I wouldn't expect these type of numbers here, to be quite honest with you. So what I want to know from you guys, what do you think about these reports? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section, and we catch you guys on the next one. Peace.